So hi. I wanted to say thank you. You guys are awesome about the voting. I did get into the top 20, which it says in my group, but so far, thank you guys so much who have voted and continue to vote. Please keep voting if that's cool. Update, we made it into the top 20, but we also made it into the top 15. We are in second place at the moment for top 15. Yeah, so now we're going for the top 10. Yeah. In my group. I wanted to make that specific. I did an update on Instagram if you guys want to like fully understand all this. It kind of reminds me of a wrestling meet, you know what I mean? Like there's brackets and whoever passes a certain level, then they go to the next one. And then if they pass that level, they go to the next level. So it's kind of like that. I just wanted to clarify that, but we're still fighting for the top 10 in our group. So yeah. Excuse my appearance. I did wash my face and do some stuff to it so I wasn't horribly messy. I said I would give you an update, so let's give you an update because I couldn't fit it in the last video because I was like, gotta get this video done, let's get it done. Little updates on my life. Where do I start? I went back to school. Never thought I would do that. Over my dead body, I thought. Definitely for sure. Majoring in psychology, hopefully abnormal psychology specifically. But I still do love other things out there that I might minor in. Like real estate. I love flipping houses, or I think I would love flipping houses, and so on and so forth. So I've pretty much just been trying to figure out my life. Or I've just been taking the college route, kind of testing out, seeing where I'm going, seeing what I'm liking. And I really do like psychology. I like it a lot. I'm tripped up on this one class because it's it's like it's psychology, but it's not. It's the research and the math and statistics and all that. And like reading charts, and it's just bullshit. So I was in that class and I was dating this, or not even dating, I mean like I thought it was. It's a whole story. But it ended up bad because of many things. But so my grade started dropping in that class and I didn't like it anyways. And so I just dropped that class. That was, I don't know when that was, within this year. Not within this year, within like last year. Oh, that was interesting. But I have that class. I have 2 more 5 credits and then the rest are like 4s. I wanted to get all the, what is it called? The general education bullshit over with first. So yeah, so I do have to take a 5 credit in person. I've been taking it online. So I do have to take the 5 credit in person if this other 5 credit, it's geology, I think. So weather report, thank you for that. I go to school and then I focus on myself. I go to school and then I focus on myself. And what I mean by I focus on myself is that, sorry, I keep looking at myself and not looking at the camera. Anyways, is like I did find a psychologist, a therapist, talked to her for a bit, talked about trauma, not even like just what happened to me, but like, you know, just life bullshit, like, you know, just, you know, yeah. And I liked her, but we didn't click. So the last break that I took, I focused on myself in a different way, which was hopefully like finding someone to date. And I found a couple people and clearly they're not here, so it didn't work out. Okay, so in my other video, it's kind of like, I could talk about the people I've dated, like, and I don't even know if some of them I could consider dating. I wanted to date them, but then I freaked them out. Not like, I'm intense, okay? Like, if I see someone that I like and I kind of have them, or we're kind of, like, we're talking, not exactly gonna hold back. I hold back more than I would want to, but yeah, I'm intense. So I scare guys off. And then if I felt like I've been done wrong, then I would really be pissed. That's a side that you guys don't know of me. But none of the guys so far that I've dated are really like into social media and all that stuff. Like one of them, and he was nice. Things ended Oh, that was my bad. I have issues when I feel like I've been wronged. I just go off, and it's like, I should grow up a little bit, you know? And the thing is, I did for many years, like before we moved and all that stuff. So it was like a long time ago, like over 6 years ago, or 6 years ago, something like that. And I did learn my lesson, because when I was really younger, a lot younger, Ian would kill me for that pronunciation. I was a complete and total bitch. Like, I would just like say whatever I wanted and go off on anyone, and a lot of people didn't deserve it. So I have that in me, but then like after I got sick, I stopped doing that, and I was like trying to act my age, and and just generally trying to be a better person than what I was, because a lot of that, I thought that me getting sick was my fault, in the sense of like karma, like I did something horrible, or like, so I had to make up for it, you know. It was a whole thing. I can get into that if you want me to get into that, because that was a mind trip. That fucked me up. Like the religious side of things. What was I talking about? This video is gonna be all over. Did I say this in the last one that video is gonna be? Yeah, this video is gonna be all over the place. That's how it is. I'm pretending like I'm talking to my sister, because I have this thing. I realized when I would record, I would immediately be panicking in my head, like, what do I say? How do I say it? What do I lead? It reminds me of a System of a Down song. What do I feel? What do I say? When I was doing YouTube, like I said, I didn't know who I was, and now I do know who I am, and now I just need to keep her there. And for whatever reason, whenever I bring a camera out, the old like way of how I used to talk and do YouTube, and the way that I used to think of it, immediately comes up and like just fucks in my head. And so I'm like, okay, just pretend like you're talking to your sister. Pretend like you're sending her some drama about a guy. Like, that's why it's gonna be all over the place. But I think you'll follow, you'll be fine. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna not address the face tattoo, because hello, I'll put a picture of the full one, because it goes in my hair. Like, you can see that I so bald, I'm balding. You can see that, like, obviously it was like shaved there, that line, but it goes like into the hair, my hair and all that stuff. So I'll put a picture so you guys can see the full thing. I'm not gonna address that. Again, sorry, I keep looking at myself and not at you. That tattoo was, I got it done on my 29th. Truly, I just wanted like something under my eye. I wanted a heart, just thought like a regular heart, no big deal. But then I was like thinking, it didn't have any meaning to it. Surprisingly enough, all of my tattoos have meaning. The first ones that I got them done when I was 17 in some guy's living room with his pit bull there, just like chilling, totally illegal. He fucked it up. I want to like immediately censor myself. But yeah, he fucked him up. Yeah, I got him done when I was 17, and then I guess I was 18 when I went to like an actual tattoo parlor, and I was like, oh, what can you do about these? Because there's stars on my hips, and I don't know if you guys know about the nautical stars, NorCal stars, SoCal stars. Those didn't have any meaning. Those were my first tattoo. But however, since the guy fucked him up so bad, like the way that I mean that he fucked him up was that he went deep, like deep, to the point where you guys know that they had to take some of my good skin and put it on like the fucked up skin, the really messed up skin, so that skin could grow back. And they do that by shaving, like taking, I don't know what it looks like, but the way that it was described to me is like, you want a slice of cheese? All right, slice this piece of cheese off. But they're doing that with my skin. Yeah, they did that to the stars that I had on my hips, because those are the only tattoos at the time. No. Anyways, they took layers off of the stars, and I still have stars. There's edges of the stars that are still dark, and they essentially got some, like, a little skinned, you know what I mean? Like, part of those stars, part of it is on my back, part of it is on my left bottom calf, right thigh, outer thigh. So I mean, they took a nice chunk of those stars, both of them, and I still have those stars there. So that's what I mean by he fucked him up. He went deep. It was not good. Don't do that. Just don't. Just don't. I totally could have died from that, but it was fun. It's bad. It was fun. Okay. That's where I get tripped up, right? You want to do bad things when you're young. Hopefully you get away with them. And then when you get older, you laugh about it, right? But you don't want to make it seem like, oh yeah, go do that. Because don't do that. Don't do that. It's not good. I totally could have gotten infected. I'm surprised it didn't get infected. The stars. Anyways, so yeah, those are the only ones that didn't originally have a meaning. Now they do, because I was stupid and I was 17 and I would risk things, and it just reminds me of being carefree and stupid and fun and getting away with things that shouldn't have gotten away with, but I did. So now those have a meaning, but the face one, I wanted it to be a meaning, right? So I was like, I don't want it to just be a heart that has nothing, that this is nothing. And so I was like, well, maybe I can get a music note under my eye. And I was like, that would be really, really cute. But then I started looking at music notes and they all looked a little cartoonish. And not saying that cartoon tattoos are bad, they're just not my aesthetic. But I just didn't, I was like, that under my eye, I don't, not for me. I was like looking at other music notes and I found the treble sign. And I was like, she's gorgeous. She's swirly, curly, and kind of majestic or whimsical, kind of. Like, you definitely could make her whimsical if she's not, you know, if you don't feel that vibe. And that's what I did. Well, that's what I asked the tattoo artist to do. Literally, I was like back and forth, right? And then I figured, you know what? I want something big. And I was telling my mom, I was like, I want something bigger. And she's like, don't get something too big. And I was like, okay, no promises. Hopefully you like what I get. Anyways, me and my brother went down to Reno and celebrated my birthday. So I had this idea in my head of I want whimsical, magical, almost Disney vibes of swirly curlies. You know, just some magic, something whimsical. Essentially whimsical, I guess. I feel like there's another word, but I just can't think of it right now. Yeah, so that was in my head, was whimsical, music note, and the heart under my eye. And the reason why a music note means something to me is music has helped me a lot through my life, oddly enough. Like, I feel like, I hope that someone has sent me, I feel like someone has sent me songs throughout my life to just help me get through life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, something beyond this world. Someone, something big, you know, and they've always lined up with my situations and they've always helped me out. Literally, I don't know, like, you know how like people say like you can feel music and some people can't feel the music? I definitely can feel the music, and it's just helped me. It's just helped a lot. For example, of what I mean by maybe someone's giving me this stuff is because right before I got sick for a while, I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time, and I could not stop listening to this song by Swedish House Mafia. It was called Don't You Worry Child. The chorus essentially is don't you worry child, because heaven's got a plan for you. I'm like trying to think if there's any other lyrics that are popping up into my head, but nothing at the moment. But yeah, so I could not stop listening to that song. Like, I could not stop listening to that song. And my friend at the time was like, why do you love this song so much? Like, it's not that great. I still love it, but it was something that I could not stop listening to it. It was like, it called me, like, and it felt comforting. Like, heaven's got a plan for you. Like, you're not absolutely left alone and fucked in this world, you know? I don't know why, but I guess I needed that. And then when I got sick, it hit home in the sense of like, was it meant for that? Like, I don't know. I feel like someone sent it to me, and maybe I'm just hoping that, but I really do feel like I've been given, because weird things like that, they just match up. When I was 16, I had a boyfriend, and hope to God, I don't know why he would be watching this, or maybe his mom or dad, but he was I was so stressed out one night, like, because of him, and like, it was one of those things where I was always wrong, right? And I was just stressed out, and this song came on, I think it was 2 a.m. I'm like trying to remember the lyrics of that one, and it was like 2 a.m. and I'm still awake, can you help me unravel my latest mistake? Something about loving him and winter just wasn't my season, like, and it really truly felt like I was stuck in this situation. So it just correlated. And so I don't know, like, these songs just they pop up, and maybe I'm crazy, maybe I want to believe it, I don't know. That's why music is so important to me. It's just helped me a lot through life. And then of course the whimsicalness of everything, I love that aesthetic. I just love that vibe. And I grew up at Disneyland. Maybe that's why I just love the fairy whimsical magic feeling the most. You can fight me all you want, but I will go to my grave saying that Disneyland has something special to it, the way that it feels. And it really does feel magical. I will go to my grave defending that. And I don't know why. So anyways, I've held on to that love forever. Magic, 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 magic. And so literally, oh my God, like the tattoo artist, I could not have had a better tattoo artist. Like, Allison, I love you. I'll tag her down below. She's based in Reno, so if any of you guys are near there, go to her because, girl, I let her put a tattoo on my face. Like, and I didn't even know her. Like, we just went to a tattoo parlor that I was like, oh, they have good reviews. People seem to like them. Let's go there. See if I like any of the artist's work. And I looked at the book and I saw Allison's work. There was a lot of thin lines, which you know your girl loves thin lines when it comes to tattoos or just straight lines. So they were very clean lines. And I was like, ooh. And I was like, I really like who Allie is, like, in the book. And she's like, that's me. I told her what I wanted and I was like, I want a treble note and a heart under my eye. I want swirly whirlies, whimsical, magical. That's all I said. I said, have fun. Sorry. That's all I said after. Have fun with it, you know? Do you. Send me what you got and I'll see if I'm into it or not. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. It's perfect. There were two options. One was smaller, one was bigger. And I was like, I love them both. Like, let's put them on my face. Let's see how it looks. Like, I'm so f***ing down. And I was really just like, I love that big one. I love the big one. I love the big one. Like, she's so cute. Like, so I was really drawn to the big one, but in my head, I was hearing my mom being like, don't make it too big. But then I also remembered being like, it wasn't hold your breath, it was something like that. Like, don't hold your breath. It was like, it wasn't that, but it was like along those lines where it's like, and so I didn't send the picture to my mom. I sent it to my sister. I was like, girl, guess what I'm doing? Like, did I send it to mom? I might have. I can't remember. She'll let me know. I can't remember. This is why I can't remember, because I know she said it was big. It's beautiful, but it's big. I can't remember if that was before I got it done or after I got it done. That's the story behind this one, and I just love it. So, of course, we're gonna address the fucking fact that I have a face tattoo now. So, that's fun. Don't be surprised if I come back with more, honestly. Oh, and then Ian got his first tattoo. It's actually really, really sweet because, like, is it called a memorial piece? I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong thing, but it was for his friend, his best friend, Chris. He knew him since middle school, and he didn't die from COVID or anything like that. His heart just stopped. It was just really, really weird and totally out of the blue. And so Chris loves Superman. Ian just took on this, like, well, I like Batman, you know? And so they were kind of always like, Chris is Superman, Ian was Batman. So it's like a mash of Batman and Superman, like the logos. It's really, really cool. And now I'm like, Ian, what are you gonna get for your next tattoo? Like, and he can already feel himself being like, what am I gonna get next? You know what I mean? So that's exciting. It seems like every vacation, it's kind of become tradition. You get a tattoo. That's just what you do. So for my 30th, I'm definitely thinking, I'm like, what do I want to get next? I might get something in honor of my nurses and doctors, because like, I've said this to my mom before. I'm like, I don't know what they are, like, they would be labeled as when it, like, because they're beyond family. Like, they're just amazing. They're just, and I don't know if it was just my nurses and doctors, but I love them. And they saved my life. They helped save my life. And God, there was a nurse, and I met her. I mean, I met her when I got sick, obviously, but I met her after I got sick once. And she was a nurse, and she knew exactly what I had. And if it wasn't for her, then I would probably be dead. It's one of those things where if you don't catch it quick, you're dead. Like, this nurse saw the smallest of details and was like, I think this is bacterial meningitis. We gotta treat this. We gotta figure this out. We gotta do this now. And it's like, I love them. They will always be a part of me and with me, and I will always think of them, and I will always love them, and they will always be a part of my family and whatever is beyond family. So I was like, you know, and I was like, maybe I'll get nurse and doctor in Latin, and I just found out doctor in Latin is doctor. That won't work. So we're still thinking about that one. But surprisingly enough, also the middle finger tattoo, it's like, how could that have a meaning? Like, You just giving yourself a hand, like a middle finger. You giving yourself a finger. Kinda, yeah. I'm giving myself something. But that was taken from me. Absolutely. Like, I was talking about it in the other video that I had to cut out all this stuff. But I really believe this is the most meaningful tattoo, more than the one that's on my face. And it's because when, like, throughout, from the age of, like, say 13, I was probably 14, till I got sick. Till I had no hands. You take my picture, my tongue was out and my middle finger was up. That was just how it was. And people kind of remembered me like that. Like, that's how I was. That was a part of me. And the fact that I wasn't able to grow out of that, it was just taken from me. I was like, I'm gonna give myself something that was taken from me. I'm gonna give myself something back in some way. And not that I wanna flip people off, even though it's handy, probably necessary at points. It hasn't been necessary yet, but it meant a lot. It was one of those things where it's like, that this was taken from me way too young, and I wasn't able to mature out of it. And so now it's a memory that I have, and honestly, a freedom that I have given myself now, because with, like, oh, could you imagine, like, okay, I don't know if you're like me, I don't know. When I get mad, when I love someone, I flip them off. Just what I did. And then to have that taken away, I couldn't use that anymore. So I had to find a different way to express, which is fine. But it's also, I would have rather grow out of that and learn it that way. And so yeah, this means a lot. And now I can flip someone off if I want to. I haven't wanted to yet. Now I can. I gave that back to me. Yeah, so that's why it means so much to me, because it's like I have a finger. I have a finger now. Like, finally I have a finger after Jesus. Okay, so 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. It was 11 years. 11 years ago this happened to me. It's a long time. And just still be this mentally f***ed up by it and scarred by it. Jesus. Like, it's absolutely nuts. I think I've generally caught you up on the interesting stuff. There are some personal stuff that has happened that I will keep to myself. Like, if I talked about it, it would just make people mad, I believe. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. Well, what else has happened? Well, I did talk about dating a little bit. I don't know if I finished that sentence. I was, like, madly, like, obsessed with this guy, and shit went south. It went, like, bad, and then my grades started dropping, so that's why I dropped that class. I can't remember if I finished that sentence, but no, yeah, I talked about the fact that I have issues, but so do they. They be around. They be doing some weird I'll just put it that way. If I can tell you guys about the people, the guys I'm dating, without getting in trouble. And also, if it even turns out to be my vibe, like, I'll try it out. I mean, I don't need any names. They know who they are. I just need to think about it a little bit more. Gotta think about it. Just gotta think about it before I do something like that. It's interesting. Some of it's very interesting. Especially the things that's like, going from being an 18-year-old who didn't want anything serious, having such a life-changing thing happening, being 29-year-old and wanting something serious now, there's like this massive gap in between, right? And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Truly, I just started doing I picked the guys that I would pick at 18, even though my goal is like absolutely, totally different. You know what I mean? So things have not been good. I think that's it. This is very rambly, but hopefully you feel like you're talking to a friend. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys found this interesting. Definitely on Instagram and TikTok a lot more. If you guys want to follow me on there. If you just like these updates, totally fine. But if you want more updates, like more frequently while they're happening sometimes, then definitely follow me on Instagram for sure. That's where the live stuff happens. That's where you get like the serious updates and just like pictures of me, like pretty pictures. Music, love music, duh. I post a lot of music, put it to pictures, make it artsy. Love it. I haven't done that in a while. However, if you want to follow me on TikTok, different story. I don't really post much. If I do, it's like, what's your 2024 gonna look like, you know, like things like that. Generally, I repost a lot, and it's a lot of the most unhinged thoughts ever. It's kind of like a public diary in a way. And the reason why it's like a public diary is because like no one followed me on there because I forgot my password, so I had to make a new one. And so I was like actually comfortable to just repost what I wanted, say what I wanted, and no one was there. It was fine. It became like the most real, unhinged version, essentially, of myself And if you want to know that, go for it. It's just my name, Caitlin Dobro. Anyways, okay, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for voting, seriously, and continue to vote, please, if that's okay. I'm gonna let you be. I'm gonna leave. Thank you to the ones who have voted. Thank you to the ones who continue to vote. I know I've said this, but truly thank you. Because if I do win, even if I don't win, truly, I haven't done anything besides applying. Factually would not be here without you. Like, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I love you guys. Bye.